What is up, fam? Welcome back to the Steep Stuff Podcast. I'm your host, James Loriello, bringing you another Broken Arrow 46K preview episode. This one with Alaskan-born mountain runner, one of my favorite people in the sport, I have to be honest with you, Ms. Denali Strabel. Denali joins us just as she's starting to ramp things up for her 2025 season. I know this is going to be an A race on her calendar that she's going to come out. She's out there now to go compete at on Saturday. Denali's got some experience at the 23K, so this is going to be a second loop she'll be running around the mountain, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, super excited for Denali. It's going to be a really fun to follow her race and just see what she's going to accomplish on race day. So guys, I hope you enjoy this one. It's a personal favorite of mine. Denali, like I said, this one's near and dear to the heart. As Denali, both as a mom, coming off the backside of postpartum, and dealing with the tragic loss of her sister, she's out there, and continues to fight, and is just such an inspiring human. So without further ado, none other than Denali Strabel. Denali Strabel, welcome back to the Steep Stuff Podcast. How's it going?
It's going well. Just settled into, we're actually right by the start line. Finished start line area. So just got in here last night and we're acclimating well. Yeah, things are looking great. I love this area.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I know this one's kind of near and well, actually, maybe we'll start with that. I think it's a good starting question. I know this race is kind of near and dear to your heart, that you've spent a lot of time out here training. I know it's very important to you. Maybe talk about like just what the area means to you, the race means to you, things like that.
Yeah. I have been coming to this area since 2008. First started off at as an elevation camp with my cross country team in college. And then my twin sister and I would travel up here whenever we would miss the mountains when we were moving down, living more in Modesto area. And so we would come up here a lot. So I have photos at Kings Beach for over a decade. Of just us hanging out and playing. And I went to this race in 2019. That was probably one of my last big efforts before I got pregnant and before COVID. So it was just such a fun time. I kind of come into these races as an underdog. No one really knows who I am. I usually race in Alaska. So the 2019 race was something like that kind of solidified me as like, okay, I can run with these girls down in America. And I know I don't run a lot down here, but it was just an exciting time for me that I finished pretty well. Not like on the podium, I was fifth, but I finished in a way that I thought, oh my gosh, this is just the starting. And then COVID happened and then I got pregnant. So it's been 6 years. So I'm just so happy to be here. I'm just so juiced.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's such a special race, and it's such a special area. Maybe talk about, so you're a kind of a totally different person since the last time you raced. I mean, going through pregnancy, going through postpartum, going through all of these things, you're transformed in a lot of ways. Can you maybe talk about just, how I want to say maybe the best version of yourself going into this?
I love that because I'm trying to be the best version of myself. I want to be the best Denali. And I think it took going through postpartum to realize that I wasn't fueling right. I wasn't doing anything right, pretty much. When I did Broken Arrow in 2019, I was a has-been, no consistency, definitely no fueling. And I actually ended that season with a fracture in my foot. And so, dropped a lot of weight. I don't need to be dropping weight. And so since then, I've learned how to be consistent, how to be nice to myself, find the love I always wanted, and also to fuel. I eat a lot and I feel like I know there's this fad about high carb and whatever, but I had to do that because I was breastfeeding my child and I was also trying to run, and I was double downing on still taking care of myself, but also taking care of my son. So I kind of naturally started to eat more because I had to survive that way. And now I just race so differently. I am at a better weight. I have a great cycle, and my body is strong, super strong. So, I mean, it's just I had to deal with a bunch of nerve damage and a bunch of wackadoodle hormones. So I didn't get all the training I wanted, but learning so much about my body the last 6 months has been just such a game changer. And I'm so excited for like possibly like what could happen at this race just because I know that I did so much more than I've ever done, and not just the training, just more like how can I get my body to not be broken anymore.
That's a beautiful answer. No, and I appreciate you for being so honest and being open about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the build. Build, obviously, I mean, I just from what I've seen and kind of followed along, I know you were on the bike for a little bit, and it seems like you've been running a bunch now and kind of doing your thing. Obviously, you have an amazing coach in David Roche that seems to prepare people so well for these races. Maybe talk about just how the build's been going and kind of where you're at with that.
Yeah. The last time we talked, I literally had gotten my Zwift bike in the mail. My first week, I think I did close to 90 or 100 miles of biking. And then I just, that just kind of like set the tone of, I got excited again for training. I still wasn't able to run. And so on the side of Zwift biking, I was learning all about my hormones and about the nerve damage. And then one day I just could run, and then I could run again and again. And I started with like 20 miles a week, and I ended with like I I run and I walk. I walk like twice a day. So I always add that into my totals at the end. And I've hit like some high mileage and some like really high elevation gain consistently. For me personally, I think that I had like a 13-week spread of some really good, like just some high quality. So like the game right now is quality, not quantity. You get what you get. You don't throw a fit. And I think David has just been so great. Like I should have done a race up here in Alaska and I just wasn't feeling it. And he was so quick to say, hey, we're in this to have fun. We're in this for the love of it. Scratch the race, go have an adventure. And like that day I had an adventure out like almost 5 hours out in the mountains. And that like just really recharged me of like, yeah, I do want to still race. And yeah, I do still want to be here. And I don't care if people like even know my name. I don't care like how I place right now. Like, I just know that like I have these goals of just getting to the start line. And like, it's just been like so cool to like keep the momentum for like, a short period of time. Like, yeah, I've got self-doubt. I'm super worried.
You're going to be
And like,
fine.
yeah, but like I just like I'm here to have a good experience and to hopefully be an example of, it's so cool to see like these mothers get the recognition they need, and so like there's some of us who are just like taking our time, and like I'm 4 years into postpartum, 5 years since my body's been changing, and I'm just taking my time getting back into high like competition outside of Alaska. And like so it's just like for me, like this buildup is just like the beginning of I'm excited again. And there was a moment where I thought I'm gonna have to defer Broken Arrow, and this is gonna break my heart because I just want to get back to Broken Arrow. And like so I just I had to find my reason why. And sure, making that USA team is like, oh, if I had that perfect day, I'd be the underdog of underdogs, and people would be like, that girl totally screwed up all my fantasy picks. And that would be awesome. But also I know like my real goals are just to like make it 2 laps around and hopefully be one of the top mamas, and like and just have a good experience. And I have my sister's ashes with me, and I'm going to spread them on the mountain. So it's just like it's just
I
such a
love it.
good vibes.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. Let me ask you this. I know, like you can't be going into this race not thinking like, hey, there's like you gotta throw yourself in the ring. Obviously, like there's a possibility. Like you could definitely make it onto the team. Like, what would that mean to you if you make it on Team USA?
uh Gosh, it would mean a lot. No, because one of the last conversations I had with my sister before she died was just that she's like, don't give up on trying to make a team. Don't give up. And I was like, it's not really about that. Like, there obviously every runner wants to make a team, but so like, yeah, in the back of my head, I think, oh, that'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. And like Broken Arrow is like something that like is right up my alley. But I also know like I got to go up against girls like Jennifer and Claire Rhodes, who I just want Claire Rhodes to win. Like, I want her to smash it out of the park. So it's just like, I just know that like it would take a lot for me to make this team. And it seems like a lot of Alaskans are making this team. So I just think that like I'm just gonna hold dear to my heart and like remember that like my sister believed in me so much. And so maybe like if the opportunity arises, I'm going to be an absolute viper out there and I'm going to show them what like these girls don't know because I've been out of the game for a long time, it feels like. So it's just like, yeah, if the opportunity arises, I'm absolutely going for it. I'm absolutely going to be the downhill queen if I have to like grab that spot at the very last like mile. Absolutely. Like, so it would mean so much to me, but I've kind of put like the USA qualifier in the back burner. But like definitely if it like arises, like I know that like I'll do it for my sister. Absolutely. Like absolutely, no doubt. Like she was such a better competitor than I ever was. So I would just like channel her and be like, yeah, I'll get the job done.
Oh man, that's a beautiful answer. Whoa. Yeah, there's so many ways to race this race, right? Like I know a lot of people take it out so aggressive, and there's two loops, and you got to be so strategic, right? Like you have to put yourself in the race, but also, like we've all seen like epic blowups occur. How are you going to race it? Like obviously, like are you going to chill out a little bit on the first lap and put yourself in it? Like what's your take?
Brother. So let me tell you, the one thing I do remember about this race 6 years ago is that I think it's like the first 3 miles are very runnable. And I'm like, telling myself, honey boo boo, you do not need to be running that. You just need to make it to that first climb. And so like my attitude is going to be like, just don't freak out. Don't freak out because everyone's going to go bat out of heck and just like run it because it's runnable. I mean, like and what's really cool about this race is they do bring that kind of Euro style where, they've got the music, they've got the hand clapping. They're like, let's do the Macarena before. And it's like, whoa, my heart rate is at 180 right now. And then they say, go. And you're like, what the heck? So I just remember like, don't do that. Like, just chill out, make it around one lap. And I want to get back to that village and say, okay, now it's game time. Now it's like, now we go after the downhill segments. Now we just like crush anybody, like catch the carnage, don't be the carnage. And so I just really have to settle in and be okay with possibly being like just in the top 20 that first lap and just like be okay and not freak out.
No, I agree. This is such a smart way to race it. Because like that's the thing. You see people take off so crazy, and then you're reeling them in within the first like couple miles. You'll start people just blow up. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, and like I could easily be the person who blows up, but like I also know that there are gals who are just like crushing it and who are gonna like maintain. So it's just kind of like I want to stay in my wheelhouse. And like I said, like my main goal is to just like be one of the top moms who have like a toddler and just like hopefully in that 30 age group, just kind of be well. Because I do not think my resume will make this team. Everything I've done is just in Alaska. And so like, there's no like, I mean, unless I do really well here and they say, yeah, that girl did a great broken arrow, but I just don't, this has been my whole postpartum journey. And I wish on that form you could say, look, I've been in postpartum this whole time. I'm surviving my sister's death. Like, this is what I've done. But like, you just have to put your races and you just hope for the best. And I'm thinking, oh God, like they don't know what these races are outside of Mount Marathon.
Never say never. Well, I listen. I'm such a big fan of the Alaskan mountain running scene. Like you guys putting like the world on notice lately. Like people were it's so funny. I was in the live stream and like David Norris wasn't even listed on like the elite group. I was like,
which
guys,
was so crazy.
I was like, guys, what are we doing here? Like David
Do we
Norris
not know who David is?
probably gonna go win this race. And I literally said it on the live stream, and they're like, oh yeah. And like, I guess it started to register when I said that. And then sure as shit, David goes and wins the race.
Yeah,
then,
absolutely.
I mean, there's so many of you guys that are just like crushers. So yeah, I like I said, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Alaskan contingent just absolutely dominate this race and just have another amazing show.
There's quite a few Alaskans in this race, and I hope that we all podium. That's my dream.
It would be amazing. It would be, and listen, it's not like I told Sophie this before before Sunapee. I was like, yo, there's a world where like we have an Alaskan on like pretty much every like team, like easily, and it's pretty close. Like it's gonna be
amazing. It's pretty darn close, and it's gonna be so awesome. Yeah. So obviously I don't want to be the Alaskan left out.
That's so true. All right, I think we got pretty much everything. Thank you so much for taking this call. I know it's like 6:30 in the morning where you are. So I appreciate you.
We're rocking.
I am literally fingers crossed, wishing you such the best of luck. And I hope you have an amazing day out there. And it's going to be so fun to follow along.
Well, thank you so much.
I appreciate it. I'm going to get this out now. I'm literally going to go like edit this now and get it out.
Okay. Awesome. Have a good day.
You too. Bye, Denali. What's up, guys? It's summer, and you know what that means. You're going to need a new pack, hydration solution, bottle, belt, you name it. Guess what? Ultimate Direction's got you covered. Guys, I don't know if you've been perusing on the Ultimate Direction site lately, but we've got 2 new vests that have just dropped. That's going to be the Ultra Vest 12 liter and the Race Vest 6 liter in 2 beautiful colorways. And you know what? Guess what? We also dropped a quiver. Finally, the quiver is here. The quiver is there. Get it on the website right now. Use code SteepStuffPod for 25% off. All of these things are already extremely affordably priced. I think Ultimate Direction does an amazing job at their pricing to make it affordable for athletes of all economic abilities. And guess what? You're going to get yourself an additional 25% off by using code SteepStuffPod. Like I said, it's summer. It's Broken Arrow Week. It's crazy. That's the vibes are high. The stoke is high. You're going to need a new vest. You're going to need a hydration solution. Like I said, go to Ultimate Direction. They've got you covered. 25% off with the code SteepStuffPod, and you are all set out the door. So, guys, enjoy your week. It's Broken Arrow Week. Go crazy. Go wild. Guess what? Next week is TrailCon, and then we are in Western states. This is the best few weeks of our sport. So, it's wild. Woo!